Sunset. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. It's 1972 and a military coup has rocked Anchuria. You, Angela Burns, are trapped in the metropolitan capital of San Bavón. Your paradise has turned into a war zone. You take up a job as a housekeeper. Every week, an hour before sunset, you clean the swanky bachelor pad of the wealthy Gabriel Ortega. Yes, guys, it's another one of those games that people say is art. I'm sorry, but no, this isn't art. This is a video game, a very poor one at that. A one that costs $14.99, guys. That's £15. That is a hand job from old Meg and a gummy, if you've still got some energy left. I mean, we're talking serious shit here, guys. £14. $14.99. £15 we're talking. And what do you do? What do you do in this game? Well, you play this American woman who moves to this paradise place only to find she comes with her younger brother, and not literally Mac, only to find that there's a revolution. Viva la revolution! Yeah! No, sorry. There's a revolution taking place against the dictatorship that's obviously a fucking corrupt government. I wish a revolution would happen in my country. Mac, you can't see us. Mac will be here for you. I didn't mean it. I love David Cameron. He's awesome. And the Queen. A revolution starts up and you are stranded here, so your brother goes off to join the revolution. Viva la revolution! Sorry. And you take a job as a house cleaner for this rich guy who's just getting a divorce from his wife because she's a bitch. And yeah, so, or something like that. And the game revolves around every day you taking an elevator to his penthouse 1 hour before sunset, and he'll write a little note saying, do the dishes, vacuum the floor, tidy this up. And you go around and you start doing these chores. It's first person, it's clunky, it's hideously awful to look at, and you have to find the little things in the house to do, and as you do the jobs, they get scribbled off your little list. If only it was like Postal when they give you little jobs, you know, but you were given a fucking gun to go and do it. But you don't get anything like that. You've just got to do the jobs, and then you take the elevator back down, and that's day out the way. And then the next day you come back in and there's a new set of jobs, and then you go back down the elevator. Then the next day you go back in and then you go back down, and then you come back up, and then you go back down, then you come back up, then you go back down, then you come back up, then you go back down, then you come back up, then you go back down, then you go back up, then you go back down, then you go back up, then you go back down, then you go back up. And then all the time, all you're doing is jobs for this guy who you never ever see. Spoilers, fuck off. Who cares about? There's going to be spoilers in this. If you don't want to know, just don't watch. But it's not worth. This game is so shite, it's worth spoiling. In fact, it's not a spoiler because it's fucking wank. It's just wank. You basically, after a while, start seeing little notes, little post-it notes by the guy, and you can reply to them, and you start this flirtatious relationship. And all the time you are uncovering shit because you're a woman, so you're snoopy, you're nebby. You start nebbing around places that you fucking shouldn't. You start reading his mail, you start looking in his drawers, you start looking at his documents and starting to decode his fucking documents like 007. Oh yeah, you start, even though you're just paid to fucking clean, you're a nebber. You're a nebbit. You're sticking your nose where it doesn't fucking belong. Know what I'm saying? You find out that he has been a bit underhand, and he's all deluded about the revolution. Viva la revolution! Max, stop doing that. It's not even funny. It's just for the young ones. And so at the end of the day, to cut a long story short, actually in this case, to cut a short story long, I did the whole game in 2 hours 8 minutes or something like that. It's just, I flew through it. It was so boring. I was just guys, depressed playing this game. Your brother gets captured and, by the military junta. You start leaving little notes to Ortega, and he starts seeing your way of thinking, and he comes round to your way of thinking, and he's all nice and all, you've really saved my life. You've made me see the light. And then he's all for the revolution, and you see the city outside on fire, and you hear bangs and all. You clean the pool. You hoover the floor, you do the ironing, do the dishes, make the dinner, you tidy up ashtrays, you tidy up cushions, you fill the pool, you water the plants, you pull out the weeds. You just do everything. You put up curtains, you dust the statues, you pack the boxes, you unpack the boxes. You just do everything, guys. So that's what this game is. There's nothing to see here. They only sold 4,000 copies of this game and then they went bankrupt or bust or whatever. And you know what? I wonder why that was. Let me think. Oh, hang on. Is it because your game's a big pile of fucking elephant dung? You're trying to sell this to video gamers? I'm sorry, McFly, you can't. They're not gonna buy it. We want guns, we want sex, we want breasts bouncing everywhere on the fucking screen. We want to beat people up, lock them up, smack them down. We want to do that shit. We want to drive cars at 180 mile an hour and smash into a fucking wall and go rah. We don't want to do the fucking dishes. That's pretty much it. It's got the worst ending since I played a Vietnam game on my Amiga, and the game took me about 10 days to do, and I went through hell and high water to get to the end, and my reward was a picture of the fucking American flag. I can't remember the name of the game, but I was so disappointed. I was traumatized for months after that. I was so expecting a lot, and I got a fucking picture of the Star-Spangled fucking Banner. This ending's worse than that. So just a word of warning there. And it's £15. I did do a little bit of digging about the people who wrote this, and it's the same people that made The Graveyard. Remember that? The most depressing game ever written, about that old tart who walks into a graveyard and croaks. That game? Yeah, with that most depressing song. I did a video on my other channel where I had to redo the ending just to cheer it up. There's a link. But it's the same people that did that depressing pile of fucking wank. So they're not really gamers as such, are they? They're more artists. So why are they releasing games to gamers on a gaming platform like Steam? I don't know. Because art is f***ed. I don't want your art. Art is broken. Gone are the days when you could buy a lovely John Constable painting of a mill pond with cows and rolling hills and a nice skyline. Gone are them days. Oh no. Now art is get out of your fucking bed in your scruffy fucking bedroom, throw everything on the floor, take a picture of it and go, art. And I tell you, in the Tate Gallery, it's full of wank like that. People vomiting on the floor and saying, hey, look at the abstract. Fucking abstract, I'd rub your fucking face in it. I have a picture on my wall that I hang with pride that my son painted when he was in infant school. That would have put him at about 5 years old. It's of a rabbit having a shit whilst running along over a bridge. And it's a masterpiece. I'm going to submit this to the Tate Gallery. There it is. That's going on the Tate fucking Gallery. Now, I'll change my name to, I don't know, Marcel D'Angelo, and I'll claim that I've fucking done it myself and that it's art. Some will buy it for 100 fucking grand. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. That's art. This game's art, and it's shite, and it's not worth a buy.